What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue, and for those of you that know me, know I was a former Marine, but I'm wearing a sweatshirt that was sent to me by another cooking channel by the name of Rivet Gardener. If you're into like Mediterranean or Latin type food, run by there and take a look at his channel. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the iCard above and the description below. So, what we're going to be making today is going to be some mozzarella cheese sticks. This is a recipe that I definitely love. If you're used to getting them at Italian restaurants or at a bar, trust me, these are going to be better. Anyway, come on in and take a look what my ingredients are, and we'll get knocking these out. This recipe is so simple it should be illegal. What we're going to need for this, we're going to need some regular flour. I'm using some Panko Bread Crumbs. You can use the other kind of breadcrumbs. I just find that Panko Bread Crumbs work a little bit better. The seasoning, you can kind of almost season this however you want. What I'm going with is an Italian seasoning blend, some onion powder and some garlic powder. We'll get to the cheese in a minute. We have some eggs and some whole milk. As far as the cheese goes, don't slip on this Walmart mozzarella cheese. This actually is some of that kind of soft mozzarella cheese. What I'm going to caution against is using like the what I've tried to do before was I actually just used like the string cheese stuff that's kind of already pre-cut. That didn't work as well. And then I've also tried to use some of the mozzarella cheese that was a little bit more firm. Try to find a mozzarella cheese that's pretty, pretty soft. Anyway, those are going to be our ingredients. Let's get on to the next step. Alright, so a few things before we get to the cheese. We already have the flour. That's just regular flour. We're going to go ahead and set that aside. Now we have our Panko Bread Crumbs. I will have a recipe in the description so you can kind of follow that if it's something that you want to make. We're going to throw in some Panko Bread Crumbs. And I'm kind of eyeballing it. Once we have the Panko Bread Crumbs in, we're going to add our seasoning, our Italian seasoning, garlic, and onion powder. We're just going to kind of mix this in, set this aside. And I may need to do this a few times throughout the recipe if the breadcrumbs start getting a little clumpy. So now that we have that, just going to come over here, get a couple eggs. Alright, got the eggs in. Just a little bit of milk. And then we're just going to mix this up. Let's go ahead and start cutting our cheese. Anyway, this could be as big or as small as you want, but we're just going to come down about 1.5 inches, I'd say. Well, about 1 inch. But like I said, it really doesn't matter. Some are probably going to be smaller. Some are probably going to be bigger, so we got to cut down like that. Then we're just going to cut them in half. Now that we have our cheese cut, what we're going to do is come over it with some flour. Make sure you get all the sides on it. Get it in this egg wash. Definitely make sure that you get all the sides on this, and make sure that it's sticking onto the flour, or the breadcrumbs aren't going to stick on there. And once you get that, let's get it in these breadcrumbs. And you may need to push it down to make sure that it sticks. And we don't necessarily need a really thick coating on this. And then once we are done with this, we're just going to set it on our wire rack and finish up the rest of them. Now that these are all made up, we're going to throw them in the freezer for a minimum of an hour. I'm going to probably have about 2.5 hours, so when 2.5 hours is up, we'll see you back. So now what I have is some canola oil. You could use whatever kind of oil you want, vegetable oil, whatever. I have it heated up to about 350 degrees. My mozzarella sticks have been in the freezer for about 2 hours, so we're going to go ahead and put these in. And I'm putting them in where the oil is about half up on them. And I'm going to go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to put in 5 of them. And we're going to cook these till they're golden brown. We will flip them. We are About 5.5 minutes in, I did flip them one time when they were in there. Now we're just going to go ahead and put these on our rack. And trust me, they're not going to need to cool off that long. So this is a done deal right here. What I'm finishing it with is just some store-bought Barilla marinara sauce. Make your own, do whatever you want as far as that goes. Let's taste. I must say that's pretty good. You know what? This is something that needs to be made and eaten right away. I wouldn't suggest this for any parties or anything like that, but if you're cooking for your family, making a little, we have this with salad, go ahead and knock this out. I think it's delicious. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.